here we know who they were.
Okay, we only have time for 2 more questions.
Okay, let me try to get people I haven't grabbed before. I'll try to grab one kind of in the front, one in the back. Because I'm a graduate of UW-Madison, we have a soft spot for the gal in the Wisconsin shirt.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just want to stand up because I'd like to be able to look at everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And what I see are my neighbors, and I see Wisconsinites. And it doesn't look to me like anybody who's sitting in this room is financially far more advantaged to anyone else. And I think one of the sad things that has happened in our country, and I'm sad to see it coming so strongly into Wisconsin, is that we're so deeply divided and angry at each other instead of working to solve problems together. And I think we as teachers feel like what has happened, especially with this particular budget bill, is that quite a bit of the blame has been put on us, Mr. Grothman. And I've been teaching in Howard's Grove for 20 years. And every year that I've been a teacher there, our administration has come to us and said, you're going to need to cut your budget. And every year, we've cut our budget. Every year. There hasn't been a year where we haven't done with less. And we have made good with less. And if you ask people who are Howard's Grove citizens who come into our schools, if it seems like we're not doing a good job, they would say, this is a great school. It doesn't look like you're doing with any less. But what's happened now, Mr. Grothman, as much as you may say you don't know what's in the budget proposal that our Governor Walker is going to be turning out, is I have heard from a district administrator that because we're shrinking our budget, and it is a huge problem, the deficit is a huge problem, that we're going to be cutting per pupil $300 to $500 approximately. So last week, my district laid off 22 teachers. In the elementary school, that is 1 per grade level, which will increase class sizes to over 30. And some people say, well, you should be fine with that, that'll be okay. It really does impact student learning. The other thing I just want to say is that I think that I heard Governor Walker say that the reason he wanted to put this budget fix bill in place is so that we could prevent layoffs. Because he's trying to create jobs. He's a governor of job creation. And what has happened is 22 people have had to be laid off. And I heard you say that there are sales dropping and then that causes businesses to have to lay off their workers. And so this budget fix bill is actually going to create more problems in the businesses. Because people who support businesses like me, I can testify to this. We were going to have some work done on our house, and we had to call the builder and say, I'm sorry, we can't afford the project. And we sat on Saturday morning and talked about what are we going to cut from our family budget. My question to you is, what are you going to do? What are you, to work together and not work as a Republican strong arm, to work together with both sides of our government to repair Wisconsin. And I don't think you should groan. This is a problem across the country where our government officials are working in polarized ways instead of working collectively to fix our problems.
Well, let me respond to kind of the things you said. First of all, I don't think Governor Walker is picking on teachers or picking on unionized people.
I think he's picking on public employees in general.
Well, he's dealing with the government budget. And obviously, if you're dealing with the government budget, you're dealing with public employees because that's was being paid for by the tax dollars. Public employees are school teachers, public employees are prison guards, public employees are DNR employees, public employees are tech school employees. There are many, many people who are public employees. Many public employees are not unionized at all. I am not a school teacher and I am not unionized. I told you I expect by the time this is over that my take-home pay is going to drop 8 to 10%.
And that will happen to us too without the collective bargaining
Right. So I don't feel Governor Walker is picking on teachers. I will tell you that most of the people who demonstrate and people who are tonight are teachers, but I would not feel picked upon because it includes everybody. I will say that the reason we have this budget crisis, in addition to the fact that we have a very generous Badger Care program that's going up in cost, is because many other people who are hardworking through no fault of their own, as this guy said about his brother. Due to the economic recession, one fine day their boss showed up and said, "You don't have a job here." Or maybe you can't afford to make the same amount of money. And that's unfortunate, but as the result, now Wisconsin government has to go through what many individual businesses went through, and you look, and just like a business's sales drop, Wisconsin has a problem with tax collections. And Governor Walker, like I said, he had one of two ways to view this thing. He can try to keep as many people as employed as possible and have them make a little less money or lay people off. And I think Governor Walker's intent is to have as few people laid off as possible. Now I assume, though I don't know, what's going on in the Howard's Grove School District is they don't know what the future holds under Governor Walker's budget. I don't know what the future holds under Governor Walker's budget, and I'm in Madison. I think when he introduces it, we are going to find out that there is a reduction in per student spending. Whether that's going to be $300 or $400 or $500, I have no idea. And my guess is the superintendent of Howard's Grove is only guessing. I will hope that when Governor Walker's budget comes out, that the increased pension contributions and increased health care contributions are enough to cover the reduction in per pupil allowable expenditures, so you don't have to lay off anybody. But I don't know that for sure, and my guess is the superintendent of Howard's Grove doesn't know that either, which is why, as I understand it under the contracts, you have to give people notice that maybe something will happen. But I don't know how your superintendent would know for sure he's going to have to lay off people, because I have no idea myself.
The way that you said it is exactly right.
Right, and that's why we're going to know a lot more 10 days from now than we'll know now, and your superintendent will know more 10 days from now than now.
So what do you do to work with the Democrats and the people?
Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah,
One brief question.
now the boss here says I got one more question, so I'll take somebody on this side.
Brief.
Sorry, we're going back and forth. We'll take the gal in the scarf.
Mine is a very short fiscal question. It is a question. I understand that Governor Walker, and from what you've said, you are very concerned about the budget deficit. Yet, from what I read in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, this is one example of it, is that by the doing away with bargaining rights that's in that budget repair bill will cause the loss of federal funds to transport because it violates the federal labor and
we do not know. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And that's only one of the examples I heard of, well, actually there's been a couple other in the paper, and then the proposed ones of Governor Walker returning or not accepting federal dollars, which would make sense if it would lower our federal tax responsibilities, but I don't believe that that's what's going to occur. Instead, the federal money will go to other states, and I'm a little confused how that fixes the fiscal difficulties in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, you're bringing up two issues. The first issue, you mentioned possible concerns of what he's doing affecting transit dollars. Governor Walker's people are aware of that. They don't know if that's true. If that's true, we'll make adjustments to deal with it. But that's something that is right now is unknown. And I know Governor Walker's people are looking into it. As far as turning down federal dollars, I assume you're talking about a train. Or there's another example as well, in which by turning down the dollars, in the long run, accepting those dollars will cost the state of Wisconsin more or be unfair. Now, Oriana, what time is it?
We have to pack up.
Okay, Oriana says we got to get out of here by 9 o'clock, and Oriana's got to pack up. But I appreciate you. I got to be Madison around by 7 a.m. I got to drive back to West Bend.